Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is Joey Tunes coming to you live on stage from Scotty's Roadhouse in downtown Pottsville. You know, I just had a conversation recently with my wife. She said to me, "What? You want to become a stand-up comic? Where did you get this idea? I mean, did you get this, did you just pull this thing right out of the blue sky?" I said, "No, I didn't pull it out of the blue sky. You know, I'm afraid of heights." Then she says to me, "Are you going to use your stage name? You know, the Joey Tunes, the one you use when you sing?" You know, I've always had trouble with my name, you know. I only have two names. I don't have a middle name. You know, my parents, they shortchanged me. They just wouldn't give me a middle name. You know, it kind of, you know, embarrassing. You know, you fill out an employment application and it says for a middle name you have to write none, N-O-N-E. You know, I was brought up in the North. It wasn't all that bad because people called them, they called people by both names, you know, like Jack Smith, Harry Waldo. But now, can you imagine now I live in the South and you know what they do in the South? Everybody's got middle names in the South. And they use the middle names down here. There's Mary Lou and Jean Martha, and the guys are called Billy Bob and Jimmy Ray. I mean, can you imagine growing up down here and my doorbell rings and my mother answers it and some kid says to her, "Can Joey Nunn come out and play?" Anyway, you know, on the serious side, I've got this friend, you know, and he has this cat, and he loves this cat, but my friend never goes out of his house because he doesn't want to leave the cat alone because he's afraid that the cat's going to be lonely. Well, then, you know, all of a sudden, my friend starts getting these headaches, so he goes to this doctor, and the doctor says, "You have stress. You need to take a vacation. I recommend that you take a cruise." Oh, he goes home, he checks with the cruise lines, and lo and behold, they tell him, "You cannot take a pet on a cruise." He says, "What am I going to do?" So he talks to his brother. He says, "Is there any way you can stay in my apartment while I'm on the cruise and take care of my cat? Because I love this cat." So brother says, "Okay." So he goes on the cruise, and he'd like to call his brother and find out how the cat is, but the cell service is horrible, and he can't get through to his brother. But finally, they reach the first port of several ports that the ship docks in during the cruise. He finally gets to a telephone, and he calls his brother, and his brother says, "Hello?" And he says to his brother, he says, "How's my cat?" And the brother says, "The cat's dead." He goes into shock. He hangs up the phone. He collapses. They got to get an ambulance. They take him to the hospital. The doctor has to treat him for shock. He finally comes out of it. And after a while, he composes himself. He calls up his brother again and he says, "It's me again." He says, "Why did you do that to me? Why did you say the cat's dead? Couldn't you let me down easily? Couldn't you break it to me easily? Like the first time I call, couldn't you say," and I say, "How's the cat?" "Couldn't you just say, well, the cat's on the roof? But don't worry, I know we'll get him down." And then the second time I call, you could say, "While he was on the roof, he caught a cold. But don't worry, the vet gave me medicine, and I'm sure he's going to be okay." And then the third time I call, you could have said, "The cat passed away quietly in its sleep. Didn't suffer at all." I mean, that's what you could have done. But all right, I understand it. So let's put that behind us, you know? Let's put it behind us. Okay. By the way, how's Mom? And the brother says, "Mom's on the roof." Thank you so much. You've been a great audience, and I hope you come back next week for more stand-up comedy at Scotty's Roadhouse. So this is Joey Toons saying, God bless you all.